Welcome, Taurus, to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot. This reading is for March 2022. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. That lets me know that I can go ahead and keep doing readings for next month. Usually, the ones that I have the most likes and or subscribes at for the different signs are the ones that I tend to read first for. Thank you very much, and let's go ahead and start. Most of you that have been here on my channel already know that this is a Tree of Life spread. The Tree of Life spread is basically like everything that happens here in the heavens will go down towards like the trunk of the tree, and then the branches, which are the roots that go into the earth. So everything that coincides in heaven does coincide as well with the earth. Let's go ahead and begin. Right here, because the Ace of Swords is considered to be in reverse, whether it's not in reverse initially, it's always considered to be in reverse in this number one position here. And this is the Ace of Swords. Now, because it is considered to be in the reverse position, this is telling me that some of you, the timing is that you're trying to do something in is kind of something new. The timing is wrong. And we'll continue to see in the rest of the reading how that develops. The delay in starting something new, or there is also trying to force an issue instead of letting it take its natural course. So there's a kind of a delay or a forcing of an issue that you kind of want to kind of let it take its course. Don't rush it because the timing is not quite right yet, okay? Number two position here, in the king, we have the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords in this position kind of tells me what your drive is. You're driving, it's a very, King of Swords is a very great card to have. He's very calm and powerful. You know, he's a powerful ruler, but he prefers using his intellect instead of, kind of flamboyant displays of emotions. He's very much grounded. Even though he is an air sign, he's not flighty at all. He is stern and truthful, and he's very decisive. So he's just kind of sitting there with his sword, just kind of waiting to see what he needs to do next, very aware of his surroundings and ready for action as well. Right here in the third position, we have the Lovers. It's a major arcana card. It's a beautiful card. We have, it's what you either want to create or you have created, which is a very beautiful relationship. It's a strong connection with another person. Is usually also the soulmates card for some of you. And also, it could be, either someone having a physical attraction to someone that you kind of have that connection with, a deep love. But sometimes it could also be a strong friendship. So for those of you that are not partner up yet, you have created that strong bond with family, friends. You do have that strong connection with someone. And if it is someone that is of a love interest to you, it signifies a very blissful relationship. Very beautiful card. Right here in the fourth position of the Tree of Life, we have the Six of Cups. Now in this area, it's like what's giving you the energy to kind of build where you're at. This is usually a card of nostalgia. As you can see, she kind of leaves the past, kind of reluctantly, kind of sad, looking at that past. Maybe remembering her childhood, some nicer, sweeter memories. It could also reflect a wanting to connect with old friends as well, which kind of relates also to the love card as well. But she does leave kind of the past behind. That has been more of a safer space for her, counting on some of the light from the moon to light her path, but she's going to have to count on her intuition. And you see how she's moving slowly out of the water. That means she's doing it carefully. So she's taking it step by step. Right here in the number 5 position, we have the Hangman. And this is showing me what needs to be dissolved. So this is what you're working on that kind of needs to be dissolved. This is a major arcana card, the Hangman. Usually it's a period of indecision, suspension, sacrifice, sometimes even surrender. And surrender can mean different things. But it is finding that acceptance in situations where you don't have control over something. And that's the only way that you're going to be empowering yourself with a new outlook on life. So it's basically going to give you that new perspective, because you're kind of hanging upside down. But you can see you can release yourself at any minute, open your eyes, kind of wiggle out of there and head into a more hopeful journey, part of your journey, more light, more towards hope, more towards positivity. But sometimes you do have to look at things from a different perspective, just by kind of looking up and standing back up in the way you should be. Once you stand up again, kind of looking at things around you, really looking at what the situation really is, then you'll be able to empower yourself with that new outlook on life. It's also recommended to remember that even though we do make choices in life and we are in charge of making those decisions, and we have freedom of choice to do that, it doesn't always mean we have choice over the outcome of what happens. So it's just something to think about when you're making your decisions. Right here in the center of the reading, we have the synergy of the card. It's considered like beauty, right? The synergy of the card, making all the other energies, creating them to become a bigger, better energy that'll help you. The Eight of Pentacles is the center energy of this reading, which is a very positive card. It shows how your hard work as like an apprentice, you just work hard to get that skill going, to get that, master that skill, through all of the detail, the attention to detail that you pay, the willingness to, earn that spot that you're trying to earn, or that goal that you're trying to earn. Your perseverance, and basically just attention to detail, that willingness to learn, that perseverance. They're all a key to becoming that expert that you want to become, and maintaining the fruits if you have worked so hard to create. And then right here in the Eight of Wands, it's actually in the 7th position, the position of victory. The Eight of Wands, these are beautiful unicorns here. It does tell you that it is in the victory position. It kind of recommends, what this card usually does is it involves quick, decisive action, receiving a message, finishing a project. It could also be reaching a goal. So it's kind of like decisive action, which kind of correlates with the king over here about it being very decisive. I guess it's recommending some decisive action on what you need to do. However, remember that the timing might not be right now. So you might have to kind of step back and kind of think about it a little bit before taking that action. And but that victory is part of that positioning that you're putting yourself in. So it is also regarding reaching a goal or finishing a project as well. And then right here in the number 8 position reveals what you want. So what is it that you want? It's the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups usually reveals a new love for those of you that are looking for a new partner. It also deals with reflection, self-reflection, and even self-love sometimes. Remember to do that and be kind to yourself. If this is that renewal that you might be looking for in yourself, and being able to have that outpouring of emotion if you need to. As you can see, all the moon phases here represent the different emotions, the different aspects of emotions that we go through as individuals. It could also mean that you're seeking some acknowledgement of something you've done. Maybe all the hard work that you've put into something, you're seeking that acknowledgement as well. Whether it be into a business, work, school, or even a relationship. So this also reminds us that it is a time for new spiritual growth for some of you, or a new partnership, whether it be, the Lover's card, or business, or something that you're trying to kind of create, that new short-term goal or long-term goal you're trying to reach. It could also be a marriage. Maybe some of you are getting married. And it could also mean just mending of a relationship for some of you. Mending a friendship. Maybe that's why you're thinking of the friendships in this card, where you're wanting to connect to old friends. And, it's happened before where, you might connect with a friend maybe you had a falling out with, and that mending of that relationship can happen. It's happened to me before. Ran into a person after a fallout from 20 years ago, and they came up and the first thing they said was they were sorry. So it's never too late to say you're sorry for something that happened. And now right here, or accept the apology, by the way, as well. Okay, right here in the number 9 position for the trunk of the tree, we have how you see yourself or others see you. This is a Wheel of Fortune. So how do you see yourself or others seeing you? Well, the Wheel of Fortune obviously is a very positive card. It's a fate, destiny, change of luck. Again, spiritual growth, which is also symbolic of the Ace of Cups here. That spiritual growth that some of you might be going through right now. That vision, maybe enlightenment. The wheel does represent karma or changes in direction and movement. So people seeing you that maybe you're changing in direction in your life to something more positive, to something good that's happening. But on the issue card up here, it just kind of warns you to kind of take a moment, because if it's not running smoothly, like the Wheel of Fortune, then it might not be the right timing yet. But it seems like it is coming up. And then, of course, for the root of the tree, the 10, the outcome. This is the outcome, or where you're radiating out. It's the Queen of Swords. Very beautiful card, very strong card. It's also, an air card. And it's funny that you have the Pentacles being the Earth card. It's also symbolic of the Earth cards, of the Earth signs like yourself. So it's a very strong, solid foundation. I really like that card. And then right here in a Queen of Swords, like I said, for the outcome, what you're radiating out, she's considered to be very stern but feminine. She rules with her head and not her heart. So she's very much like the King of Swords in a way, very much not flighty, very kind of their mindset is very kind of like not too emotional, but yet still compassionate. She's very wise and fair, honest and forthright. So that she has very, very great characteristics. She's also ready for battle, though she prefers to do things more civilized. Okay, so basically right here, what you see with the butterflies, it could be usually transformation or everlasting life. Also right here with the sword and the parting of the clouds is kind of considered like just like the clouds of conflict, of whatever conflict you're going through. They're parting and giving way to the light of hope. And that's a beautiful sentiment and a beautiful message. So this is the reading for the month of May. I hope that you find it to be helpful, giving you a new perspective maybe on your situation that you might be going through. You may be finding the right timing, like it does say here with the Wheel of Fortune. Looks like that's coming up. Everybody kind of feels like it's the right timing, or you see yourself as something that's in the right timing, but it's a little bit of a delay. So just kind of take your time to think about it before making that decisive action, which is right here. In order to make that victory, you will have to take that decisive action and make a decision. However, just keep in mind, it might not be the right timing, so just kind of look at what the right timing is in order to be able to take that decision a step forward. So right here on the left-hand side, we have the column of severity. On the right-hand side, we have the column of mercy. And in the middle, of course, we have a column of harmony. And we need both severity and mercy to create that balance of harmony here. So for some of you, the recommendation, if we go back up in reverse in the tree of life, it kind of sometimes gives you a hint on how to solve it. So you have the Queen, very wise, very fair, honest, right? And she is already parting those clouds of conflict with her light, with the light of hope, which is beautiful. And then, of course, you have the right timing, it's coming up, or you feel like it's the right timing. But you have to make sure you kind of look and reflect within yourself before making that decisive or the decision and being decisive about it. Keep that firm foundation. You're very hardworking. You're very willing to learn, and very stable that way. And so it's attention to detail as well. So that's also in reference to your decision, that attention to detail, in order to make that decision and kind of see it from that new perspective, so you're not kind of hung up on that decision and can dissolve that, so that you can turn this, back upside up by being able to do that. And then, of course, for some of you, you'll be mending maybe some relationships or friendships that maybe need to be mended as well. Giving yourself that peace of mind, that new spiritual connection or a new spiritual level that you're seeking, possibly for some of you, that new experience, that new reflection, that new spiritual growth, I guess is really what it's about. So I wish you all a very peaceful month of May, and I hope that you will continue to come and see my readings. If you do enjoy these readings and want me to continue making them, please do subscribe and like my channel so that I know that you do want me to continue making these readings. I do appreciate your time, and I do hope this gives you, like I said, a new perspective. If you do want a personal reading, please let me know. I do have my email there. It's sweettreeoflifetarot@gmail.com. And I have the prices there. It's actually just one set price, $40. And I just kind of try and give you the best reading that I can. I take my time with it. I don't rush with it. And I usually also offer an 11th card here to kind of clarify anything that might be still, quite not clear yet. Thank you very much again for joining me. I'm wishing you lots of peace in your journey for your rest of the month and for the year, really. But I'm wishing you peace, light, and love. Thank you.